In Massachusetts, so far, there have been 25 civilian deaths and 3 deaths already in Worcester. That's different for us. Previous couple of years, we've been down. This year, we already have 2 deaths as a result of fire. 1 was still under investigation of how she actually died. But why? Why is that still up? This time, why don't you jump on that one?
So, like Chief kind of started to touch on, things are burning significantly hotter now than they have in the past. Everything is essentially made from plastics, which is petroleum based, and just all it's doing is rapidly igniting the fire. It's severely different than how it used to be back in the day when things were more organic, more wood, more paper, more cotton, stuff like that. So our reaction time certainly needs to be increased in order to try and get a good save.
Excellent. So Worcester's been pretty fortunate. Less fires? No. We've actually had, from January through May, since these guys have been in, we've had like 220 total fire incidents, of which 20 have been significant fires. Okay? So that brings into the question of why we're doing pretty well with the fire deaths. We have an excellent fire prevention division. They're out there daily, going in and out of businesses, classrooms, senior centers, everything, making sure that everybody's safe, their smoke detectors are up, and we're trying to prevent these incidents before they happen. So this is a little bit about that chemistry of fire. It's all hydrocarbon based now, but we want these guys to be still to be aggressive. We still have to go in and rescue people. Unfortunately, 2 of the people that have died this year, they were in and rescued within the first 2 minutes on scene. The company the other night had another one. As of today, that person is still with us, although is severely injured. So, you know, we have to be aggressive. We have to go in. We never know if there's people inside or out, if everybody's outside. So we teach them to be very aggressive going in, but that takes tactics. They have to understand the building. They have to understand the fire. They have to understand what's going on. So this is more of a thinking man's fire department than previous. They have to have that chemistry degree. They have to have that mathematics degree. They have to have that situational awareness to really understand what's going on in the building. We already talked about Worcester's booming. And that puts us at a busier level. Each building inspection, each new building that goes up, is probably 12 visits by the fire prevention division. That's going in and checking on different things that's going on, different stages of the building, plans review, all the way up to the final inspection. So that keeps us busy. Just the fire prevention also, we have a public education sector for the schools. They're out there doing a Learn Not to Burn. They've touched 3,200 students. Elderly visits. They go out and visit with the elderly, teach them how to be safe in their homes. Over 1,000 people. And Worcester is a big college town, right? Over 9 colleges. So one of our big pushes lately has been college informational, but also the neighborhood. The kids are living in neighborhoods in those around those colleges. So we go out and over 5,000 doors are knocked on, telling them how to be safe. And then over 350 homes have been outfitted with our free smoke alarm program. Anybody that needs a smoke alarm, contact our fire prevention division. They'll go out and install a free smoke detector in your home. So Mr. Lima, why don't you jump on this one?
So with the trauma, what we've been learning a lot with our EMS has been a lot of working with the combat cause, which is a huge thing for us now, and tourniquets, yes, thank you. So it was just a lot of just like quick reaction and systematic approach to saving lives when it comes to anything EMS related. And not, trying not to freak out too much, trying not to overthink or think too fast, and kind of take a tactical approach towards saving lives. And just recognizing, you know, especially with all the heroin, like overdoses and all that kind of stuff, trying to recognize the signs and symptoms of each incident, so that we can better manage, manage the patients.
So we had a trauma surgeon, a group of trauma surgeons come in from UMass and teach us how to deal with gunshot and puncture wounds, stuff that's unfortunately part of city life, and that's that combat gauze that was developed over in the Middle East. It clots up the wound very quickly in the tourniquet, so we're actually able to go in there and stop people from bleeding out very quickly. It's a good thing, good product. Great program. They're still a partner with us. They're continually going to do it on a yearly basis. Great feedback from us to them and them to us. You know, how we work on the street and how they work from the emergency room. Mr. Brotherton, want to talk about mindfulness? How about talking about mindfulness?
Well, we early in the academy we had a class with mindfulness. It was about 4 weeks, I believe, where we got to experience and learn how to control our breathing, slow everything down so you can control the situation. We did it for about 4 weeks. The exercises consisted of just taking your time, focus on what's going on in your body, just to recognize that, because I think a bunch of people kind of ignore it, I myself included. Don't really know what's going on with my body, but it was very helpful and insightful to go through your body, kind of figure out what's going on. Take time, because your body comes first in firefighting. You have to protect yourself. If you can't, how do you protect other people? So it was pretty good to learn about that and keep moving forward with it.
So under the direction of Chief LaVoy, he's really concerned about the firefighter, okay? So Chief LaVoy is worried about how these guys are going to deal with the stresses, how they're going to be able to handle all this stuff. So with Chief Corville, our safety chief, he brought in a group from UMass, and we went over mindfulness, how to deal with the stress we deal with every day, and then we're able to put that aside. These guys, next week, are going to be part of an O2X program that has the 5 pillars of the Navy SEAL discipline for total well-being. So it's talk about fitness, nutrition. It's going to talk about that mindfulness and all that. So we're able to have a full picture as going forward. This is an investment into these guys. It's unbelievable. This is a 35-year investment into these young men. So it's going to be excellent that they're getting this early. Back when I came on 35 years ago, we weren't told how to deal with the stresses of the job. We're just told to deal with it. Now we're giving them the tools to actually help them throughout their career. Mr. Dio?
All right, so one of the many exciting and informative things that we did during our 15 weeks so far of training is we got to go out to Massport and work with the professionals out there combating liquid fuel fires that you would kind of experience if, God forbid, plane crash incident were to happen. And, it sounds kind of daunting, and kind of everything that we've covered over this span of time, it seemed daunting at first, but with the help of our great training staff and everybody else that's come down, you really see how to take these major situations and make them more manageable. How to separate the fire from the fuel, push all that fire away, stop that chemical reaction. Learned a lot out there. We also went to gas school out at the State Fire Academy in Stowe. Learned how to deal with other types of flammable liquid fires as well. And it's all things that, just put it in your toolbox. Hopefully you don't have to use it someday, but, we know how to. And, you're not going to respond to that the same way you would a high-rise fire or a dumpster fire or even a potential bomb scare, like we learned about last Monday, a week ago. We went to bomb school and learned about homemade explosive devices. It's all different kinds of stuff, and this training has made us prepared for it.
So what you can see behind this picture is an actual jet fuselage, okay? There's a whole big jet like the one that flies into Worcester Airport, and these guys learn that it is manageable. They can actually handle this situation in conjunction with Massport. We're always going to be partnered with Massport up there. Even in Logan, they have Boston come in. So that's a partnership that's going back and forth, that everybody works together when a situation like this goes along. Mr. Kazak, I'm going to talk about special operations a little bit.
Things like hazardous materials, that was a whole course we had to take through the State Fire Academy on hazardous materials and how to respond to those incidents. Last week, we actually did some rappelling off of the tower out here. That was really cool. Many of us were a little cautious at first, but it was a lot of fun. We got to practice going out in the water to work with our divers. Worcester Fire Department has a dive team. But if somebody did go underwater, they always send an engine company to respond first and try to mark where the person was last seen. So we had to learn how to do that and wear our wetsuits. Also confined space. We have a whole special operations division here at the fire department and a lot of specialized equipment. We don't necessarily need to know how to use everything, but we need to know that it's there and what it is. So a lot of specialized training, and hopefully years down the road we'll learn more about that.
So the special operations, they just got basically an awareness level on that. If they get assigned to those companies, that's when they'll actually do the in-depth training. So we're also going to be doing they're doing a Wednesday, a day of community service, because we are the community, right? Fire department is the community. We are out there responding to people, engaging with what's going on. And this is the last class. Some of the things that we're going to do basically the same thing. Going to go to Union Hill and read to the first grade. St. Peter's Church, they have a food pantry there. They're going to go out and actually help them put food together for the homeless. St. Francis Home, just talking to the elderly, right? Just going up there and just talking as to what's going on in life and all that. And then Greenwood Street, we actually, through Lieutenant Pickett and that public education, go out and just hand out leaflets around different neighborhoods to inform them on things about the fire department and everything. Other things that came in and they talked about was the ramp gang, how they can volunteer on their days off, go out and build ramps for people that can't get out of their homes. It's very rewarding, and they're doing a great job. Muscular dystrophy, we were supposed to be doing that, but it got rained out, so it's pushed off till September, so these guys will be doing that. But we go out once a year with our boot and raise money, usually raise probably $12,000 a year for NDA. It's a great event. The W6 road race, if anybody went to it, they saw that these guys ran in formation and cadence, so it was pretty good. Made a great impact out there. Then they hung around and helped volunteer and pick up all the trash and all that. But that's raised over $600,000 for the community. Not the Worcester Fire Department, for the community. They give back to the community. We had the opportunity of meeting Rescue the Dog down at Quincy Elementary Street School. They wrote a book, Rescuing Me, what is it? It's like,
Close enough.
yeah. So one of the things we purchased was a rescue dog for the people injured at the Boston bombing. The woman had her 2 legs blown off, and the male, who they ended up being married, lost 1 leg. It was an awesome story, great book. So that's one of the things we're giving back to. And then obviously the local 1009 food drives. Every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, we're out there giving away, hundreds of turkeys and pounds of food to the food bank and whatever. So this is just a couple of things they did. The rappelling, just pictures, goofing around. They had a lot of fun, believe it or not. It's a great group of kids. They really bonded well. They come in as 20 individuals, don't even know each other, and now they're leaving here as one unified group. A lot of time in that burn tower. They've done an excellent job. They're ready to get out of here. They're anxious to get out of here. A lot of stuff on the ladders, cutting on the roofs. I mean, you'll see them perform out there later on this morning. They are an impressive group. So if anybody has any questions for these guys, feel free.